I'm Nick Howell. I'm Virtualization Solutions Architect at NetApp. Some people know me as that one guy Nick on Twitter. Blog and participate very heavily in the social community. I find it's very fun, but it's also very rewarding, both personally and professionally. So anybody that's looking into a way to further enhance their career through something aside from furthering education or participating in something more professionally related, you can get involved in these social gatherings. And it really does build up a level of credibility, a level of acceptance and community. And it's a brotherhood, it's a family, a group of people that you really, when you go to meetings and groups or events like this, or even participate in local regional VMugs, really good feeling about it. So, my focus at NetApp is on cloud solutions at the moment, also with a secondary focus of management, tooling, and user interfaces, and working with our developers to make those interfaces better, make better single panes of glass, make management easier, orchestration and automation and things of that sort. The biggest thing for me that I'm most excited about is things that enable cloud to become a reality. There's still hurdles. A lot of them are being addressed this year at the conference I've seen so far, and through some other various meetings that I've had already. The one thing I'm most excited about is what they're calling stretch layer 2. So it enables things like multi-site aggregation, active data centers, or quick failover sort of things, but within a layer 2 framework. That's one of the things I'm most excited about personally, because that's one of the big things that enables us to move forward faster with cloud deployments. So it's been an interesting perspective for me to do this for the first time as a vendor. Because I've been to the last 3 as a customer. The funny thing is that I do more of the same. I'm still, because of that social experience that we talked about in the beginning, I'm still going and hanging in the bloggers lounge and talking to all of my brothers in arms over there, participating in podcasts and community meeting events, and the same stuff I've always done, but the setup, the planning, the pre-building of all the demos and the hands-on labs. That's the one thing this year, is the hands-on labs are new. And the fact that they're allowing the Diamond vendors, if they wanted to participate in the hands-on lab. So we designed a hands-on lab around our virtual storage console. And as you know, earlier this year, we acquired a Corey. So we brought in their Balance Point product, which is now NetApp Insight Balance. So that is also part of the NetApp hands-on lab. So I encourage everybody to go try that. It's a first time, be part of history. Guinness is here. Apparently we're going to break the record for most consecutive lab time or something like that. Yeah. So it's a big deal. And so there's NetApp, there's EMC, and Cisco. On top of all the VMware labs that are typically there, all 3 of us also have labs. So very cool stuff, very excited about it. So one of the things, you'll see all of the flair that I have wearing today, and one of the things that we're doing in the booth is we're actually giving away a 46-inch TV. Now, what is required to make that happen is you have to collect all 5 of these buttons that you see me wearing. How you do that is you visit all 4 of the pillars that are in our booth, one for FlexPod, one for desktops, one for cloud solutions, and one for enterprise business apps, and you'll get one of the 4 buttons. The magic 5th one, however, is you have to go to the hands-on labs and take the NetApp lab. And it is the hands-on lab graduate button. It also does light up, so it's fun to have it and wear it around, flashing and getting at everybody. If you are spotted walking around the Solutions Exchange with all 5 buttons, you could potentially win a 46-inch LED TV. So no iPads, no Xboxes or flip cameras, or well, they don't do those anymore, but a big TV. So go get your buttons, try the hands-on lab. It might be worth it for you. Well, session is VSP3223, and it is storage as a service with vCloud Director. And we're going to be focusing on things that NetApp are doing to enable storage service catalogs as a single point of configuration to apply a policy for provisioning and protection of your data at one place, and it will be any data that gets dropped into that catalog will also pick up the same coverage. So it gives you a single point of configuration to apply policy, and all of that traverses up into the vCloud layer as well. So when you integrate with vCloud Director and things such as a provider VDC and apply those different service levels, all of that follows through to the underlying storage as well. It wasn't really, it didn't start that way. It started with virtualization. It's one of those things that, IT people are always looking for something that really gets them up in the morning and makes them want to go to their job. For about 10 years, I was doing just the typical system administrator role, server administrator, Y2K fixes, and Exchange migrations, and AD, and stuff like that. But when about 2006, VMware started coming on a little headstrong, and I'm like, hey, that's pretty slick. And started playing with it more and deploying it more in our data center. When you learn more about it, it breeds more passion, more interest. So you begin to learn more about them. So VMware was really what drove me to it, because VMware, a lot of the things to take advantage of with VMware require shared storage. At the time, we evaluated several vendors and ended up going with NetApp. And that's where the passion really began, because I fell in love with the product. Honestly, that's what it was all about. VMware, so for someone who's been in IT now for going on 15 years, I finally found something I'm passionate about. It does take that long sometimes it doesn't. But so VMware and storage are my two. Why should they choose NetApp? The one thing that stands out above anything else is the single operating system that we call Data on Tap. Across all of our platforms, from our smallest virtual storage appliance all the way up to our top tier, biggest, baddest machine that we make, it's the exact same code, it's the exact same operating system. You don't have to train your people with different stuff. You don't have to have different tiers of engineers that know different operating systems, different platforms. It's the same thing across the board, and we're going to continue that. Even so, we do have a secondary OS for something that's called clustering. It was called ONTAP GX. We're now merging the two with our next release, hopefully coming later this year. And you're going to start seeing a true convergence in those operating systems. So we are truly going back to a single operating system. So for you GX guys out there, pay attention. The next big thing is going to be further development into cloud, more cloud for storage. I like to say the phrase, doing for storage what VMware did for servers. A lot of the things that we know and love about VMware, such as HA and DRS, host clusters, and being able to vMotion VMs around between all of those hosts, we're looking to do the exact same thing for storage. So all of your volumes, all of your data stores would be able to move around between controllers. First thing is NetApp.com. We have a very strong marketing team that loves to talk about how great all our stuff is, cloud, And but no, it's a great place to get a start. Familiarize yourself with the product line. Reach out to your local account reps or resellers and partners. Start a relationship. At that point, they can get people like me involved. If you need specific solutions designed, we have a whole PS team that can do stuff like that. And if it's even something that requires more expertise and stuff like that, that's where people like me and the rest of my team get involved. So for very large deployments, large service provider type deployments that are potentially looking at doing vCloud Director as a service provider, or for the smaller shops that really rely on things like Lab Manager and are looking to replace that with vCloud Director. I've been involved in quite a few of those. So if you're looking to learn more about NetApp, the first place to start is your account team. Familiarize yourself with them. Let them take you out to dinner and see what you can do. Sure. One of the things that's not very well known is we do have a certification track, several of them actually. Excuse me. The one that's most popular is the NCDA, and it takes 3 courses, three exams, and you become a certified data management administrator. You'll see a lot of people that work in professional services, storage admins that work on NetApp gear, or any kind of consulting people that go out there that want to say, I can work on your NetApp gear for you. We'll carry this certification. So has it gotten the notoriety that it deserves? No, but I think they're working on expanding the whole education track to be more robust. We're expanding the team at NetApp continually. We are building a much stronger virtualization presence. I believe I heard a statistic recently that out of our install base, 70% of them are running VMware workloads on NetApp storage. So that was very telling to upper management that we need to start focusing on virtualization, allowing that to drive other parts of the business as well. And the next big things obviously are the cluster mode stuff we talked about, doing the cloud storage cluster mode, more VMware integration points, and building out better solutions. My team is a solutions organization. We don't really have a product. Right? Most of the big companies, they have a specific product that they focus on, and there's a tier of thing. We go from the application to the power plug and put it all together in solutions. So a lot of the TRs or technical reports that you see come out for VMware specific stuff are done by me and my teammates. So more of that to come later this year.